Hello, is this thing working? Hello? Hi there, this is Joe Anderson, also known as _@water on Twitter. I'm joined by Dan Tiller, and this is our new podcast. Podcast? Yep, this is a completely new sort of concept, a podcast. No, it's a podcast, really. It's a PlayStation podcast, and it's called Square XO. So, there we go. You with
Hello,
me?
everybody.
He's there. I'm interrupting him,
I'm
letting
here.
him wait and say hello.
I didn't want to stop you mid-flow, Joe. You were going good.
Even though it's talking about podcasts.
Broadcast.
No, that sounds like something even worse. Don't call it a broadcast. That's almost like in between a podcast, a broadcast, and a broadcast.
Yeah, it's definitely none of those.
This is not an X-rated podcast.
Well.
It's just a normal PlayStation podcast. But saying that, we're still going to be talking about Xbox, and that's not a dirty word here, and Nintendo. So yeah, and maybe even PC, although we're not giving them too much attention. No way.
Not that one person.
One person's no chance getting it. Anyway, okay. Maybe if he was watching the broadcast. And we start talking rubbish now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It started already, 4 seconds in.
Anyway, yeah, this is Square XO, your new podcast. PlayStation based mainly. And we're just starting now. Our main first episode, really, let's call this a pilot. Our main first episode will be next week, just after PSX, when we'll be talking about, obviously, the things that come out of that. So, yeah. But we thought we may as well make a start and see how it turns out. See if we can get our users, listeners is a better word, to visit our website. It's
almost like a handshake, isn't it, this episode? Just a handshake.
Yeah, so tell them the website address.
Okay,
it's not
so
live
the website,
yet.
Yeah, that's it. If you're listening to this, this year, you can go to squarexo.co.uk and see a lovely holding page with the logo on. If you're listening to this next year, the website's probably up. I'm not going to specify which year because we're all very busy.
We don't know when it'll be up, but it'll be up sometime. But in the meantime, you can go to our Twitter, which is at SquareXO I got it wrong, didn't I?
Yeah, you're always going to get it wrong. At Square_XO.
I should get the underscore right because I've got one in my Twitter. Okay, so
that's why it's there.
At Square_XO. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got it right second time. Brilliant.
Come and join the 5 followers that we currently have. We're very lonely.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's brand new. So can't complain. Oh, and also if you want to watch the podcast, but to be honest, there's no video, it's just voice. So you can listen along on YouTube. You can go to my YouTube for that one. That's youtube.com/Joe Anderson Water, which is WOTTA. And you'll get our podcast there, along with my daily gaming news, the Water Report, and reviews too. So, yeah, we've got you covered for everything. How about that?
It all sounds good, Joe. All sounds good. Now, one thing that I think people may be wondering is, what does water actually mean?
Right.
Can we touch on that quickly?
Yeah. Well, water is when I was younger, I used to play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and that was just one of my characters. Water money, because he was a thief, so he'd always steal money. So water money, but it kind of works for everything. Water gaming news, water games channel, water journalist,
water, sparkling water, still water.
So water podcast. So see, it works for everything. So, and I've kind of always liked that name, and it kind of works. It's non-offensive. It's my ID on PlayStation, Xbox, on Twitter. So I mean, it works for everything. So why not? Why not keep it?
Sounds good. I just thought I'd ask.
Okay,
cool.
So I think we'll start. We've not really figured out a format yet. I mean, we're obviously going to have news. We'll call it the Water Report. Why not? Because then it's falling in with the theme. Also, we'll have opinion, and we'll have predictions, and we'll hopefully have user questions. So if you've got any user questions or any topics you would like us to talk about, then please at Square_XO on Twitter. Comment on our YouTube, youtube.com/Joe Anderson Water, or even leave a leave a comment on iTunes. And don't forget to rate us on iTunes and give us 5 stars, please, if you think we're good. And if you don't, then don't bother rating us.
Or tell us what we can do to make you give us 5 stars.
Tell
and then
us
we'll
what
try
we
and fit it
can
in.
do.
Yeah.
But if you say have an English accent, then you can go away.
Well, I've got one, so we're balancing that.
Exactly, we're balanced. We just need somebody Welsh and Irish, but I'm not trying those accents because I'll just insult someone.
Yeah, me too. Although we might be able to get some guests on in the future.
Yeah, I guess. I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can get developers or get some people we know on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure that will happen at some point. So anyway, we'll talk about the things you usually talk about in gaming. As I say, news, new releases, opinion, all that malarkey. This week I think we'll just focus on PlayStation X. Why am I calling it PlayStation X? PlayStation Experience, which is next week. And actually, speaking of that, there'll be a special water report after that as well, just so you can catch on news if you missed out. And then we'll discuss it on our podcast as well. So we're going to have that well covered. So yeah, this week we'll have a few predictions, and then we'll also talk about some sort of fairly recent breaking gaming news / rumours. And just maybe if we've got time and you're still with us, we'll talk about a few other things.
Yeah, maybe what we've been playing or...
So let's just start with a wee bit of gaming news, and let's call it the water report. We don't have any jingles, so I just thought I'd hit a box. Sorry about that.
I wonder what the hell that was.
I can't really think of any other sound effects, so I thought I'd just do that for now. Maybe we'll keep that. It's the water report. Okay, right, so one of the first things actually breaking today, I guess, is that there's rumours that Marvel vs. Capcom 4 will be announced at PlayStation Experience. Now, the advert that's came up has got a sort of convincing-ish logo, but there's a bit on it saying celebrating almost 20 years of Marvel vs. Capcom, which seems a bit of an odd thing to say. I don't know. I mean, I said to someone on Twitter, if I was going to make a rumour about a game being announced, it certainly wouldn't be Marvel vs. Capcom 4.
No, it's true.
It seems a rather niche game to pick out from somewhere. I mean, I could understand Last of Us 2 or something, which we'll sort of talk about in a minute. But Marvel vs. Capcom 4 doesn't really seem the sort of game that you'd go, oh, we must say that's going to be announced.
I think, though, the thing is, it has a bit of a cult following, but Marvel's much bigger these days. Well, it's much more exposed these days to more mediums than what it was when maybe Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was out. So they might be trying to make it a bigger deal now.
Yeah. I definitely think Marvel's pretty good. I mean, their movies are getting better. This sort of stock seems to be rising. It seems to make perfect sense to do that game right now, really.
Yeah.
Especially with a new Guardians of the Galaxy coming out next year and just a lot of the movies that are out now. Makes you wonder, though, obviously, I mean, who's dealing with the games? They're just licensing Disney stuff out now, aren't they?
Yeah, there they are. Well, yeah, I'd imagine it would be Capcom. If it's going to be a 2D 3-on-3 or 2-on-2 fighter like it's always been, I can't quite remember.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be. Oh, it would be Capcom. There's no doubt about it. But it just made me wonder if maybe they could chuck a few more characters from somewhere else in there as well, since it's Disney. But if it's Marvel, I guess not. I guess they'll stick to what they know. What's you? I mean, I'm never really been a fighter fan, so I mean, a Street Fighter, I've obviously played it and stuff. I've obviously played Mortal Kombat and all that lot. But what makes Marvel versus Capcom so different? Do you think?
It was mainly down to the character roster. So I had Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Dreamcast like years ago, and it's basically a massive cross section of all the weird and wonderful Marvel characters fighting against all the kind of video game staple Capcom characters. So you can have like Chris Redfield versus M. Bison, or Ken versus Spider-Man. I think that was the draw of it, that you could fight these characters that should never meet against each other. So for me, that was why I liked it so much, because it was just mental, basically.
Yeah, that's That's the best logo I've ever heard. Marvel versus Capcom 2. It's just mental, basically.
That should have been on the box back
If
then.
that's on the box, I'm buying it, man. It's brilliant.
That was great. So basically, you pick three fighters each, and then you can swap them in and out. So it's like tag team fighting mode. You build up a gauge. You get to a point where all three of them will come in, and if you pick the right selection of 3 characters, they'll do like a mega special move. So yeah, it's good. It was a really good, fun game. So I can see it's definitely got a place in the current market, I'd say.
Sticking with sort of things like that. Well, it's nothing like it actually, but I just had to get a bridge to the next story.
It's a video game. Speaking of games,
yeah. Speaking of games, speaking of fighters, No Man's Sky isn't a fighter, but we're going to talk about it anyway. They've actually broke their silence, as it were, regarding the game, because obviously they haven't actually said anything in ages about it. So after round about 2 months of silence, they've finally decided to talk and say that they're releasing an update. It was called the Foundation update, I believe. This literally just broke last night, so I might have had a few rums by then. So
I did read. Yeah, what was it?
They call it the Foundation update because it adds the foundations of base building, and also because it's putting in place a foundation for things to come. Although there's no mention of what it might be. So basically, they've said they're working hard. They've released 7 updates since the game was released, and now this Foundation update is basically their think of it as like a Lego building block, which they're going to build upon.
Right, I see. Yeah, well,
I came up with that, by the way, not them. That was all me.
I don't think they could use Lego in their description, though. To be honest, I think they might get sued. But
I think basically it'll be fucking mental.
I love No Man's Sky, and I know a lot of people hated it, and everyone's been fighting about it and what it should have been and what it shouldn't have been. But I didn't read much about it beforehand. I kind of kept away from the hype, so I wasn't exposed to all of Sean Murray's lies.
I think basically it's all the nonsense, all of this. I mean, when I saw the game, the first time it was announced and they said it was procedurally generated, I thought to myself, right, I know exactly what that's going to be. You're going to go to a planet. It's going to feel like the planet should. You go to the next one, it's going to feel the same, but slightly different.
Different colour.
I just knew. I knew exactly what the game would be like, so when I played it, I knew that's what it would be. To me, it was no surprise whatsoever, the way it played, and I knew after about 2 weeks I'd get bored, and I did. So, I bought it because I thought I liked the look of it, and I thought it was quite good what I did play, and then I got bored. But it's a bit like GTA to me. You play it, you wander around for 2 weeks, and then you go, no, what, I'm bored of this now, and then turn it off.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I stuck with it. I got all the trophies, as I always do with my games. So I got the platinum, thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved the experience, I suppose, of just wandering a planet, taking off, that kind of, wow, look, I'm in space now, fly to the next one, wander around. For me, it was more about the experience and the journey that it put you on, as opposed to the gameplay that should or shouldn't have been there.
Yeah,
I think
you're got a trophy expert, aren't you? Because you like your trophies.
I am a little bit addicted to the trophies. I do find it hard to move on from one game to another if I haven't got every single trophy. So that's why my pile of shame is rather large, because I get stuck on certain games that I have to kind of grind out 100 races or whatever to get a silver trophy and stuff. So,
okay, so there you have it. So if you have any questions about trophies or any questions about Dan's hardest trophy or whatever he's ever got, then you know what to comment.
I won't say now.
Leave a comment, ask questions, and we can come round to that, come back to that.
Yeah.
Come back to trophies.
I think so.
Because I think that'd be a good thing to talk about trophies. I mean, I'm not really a big trophy person, but then it's mainly because the job I was doing has been spending my whole life getting from one game to the next without actually having time to go through them and complete all the trophies. Do you know what I mean? I just go for completing the game, and then I sort of put it in the pile and go on to the next one. So now that I've got a bit more time, I'll probably be able to get a few more. Because I do. It
is good. I do like it. I mean, there's a lot of fors and against, and I speak with people on Twitter. I like it because normally it makes you cover the whole game, so you have to play it on the hardest difficulty. You've got to, collect everything. And even before trophies, I was quite a completionist, if that's the right word. Even when I had a SNES, I'd want to get all the levels on Super Mario, or I don't know. I just like to get the full experience. So trophies is a nice way of showing my fellow gamers that I'm doing that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's good.
Okay, so I mean, I'm still on PlayStation here, obviously. PSX, we've got a few. We're not really on predictions. We're still kind of talking about the rumours of things that will happen at PSX, and one of them is that I heard the other day, Last of Us 2, someone like now get announced, but I'm telling you right now, I've put my I'll put my DualShock controller. I'll smash it with a hammer if that's announced.
You reckon? You don't reckon it's coming?
No, not at PSX. It's not.
Right.
If they announce that at PSX, I'll film a video of me smashing my what colour? I've got about 6 or 7.
You've got to do it to your grey 20.
No, I'm not doing it that one. I'll smash the blue one. That's my favourite one.
Your blue, your Rangers blue one.
Yeah. I'll smash it to pieces. I'll do a video on YouTube of me smashing my blue favourite DualShock controller to pieces if they announce Last of Us 2, because they won't.
Do you think Naughty Dog are going to be there? Aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're going to be there. They've already quickly announced the sort of survival mode for Uncharted 4. The fact that they've put that out there now makes you think they do have another announcement, and I think that announcement will be the Uncharted 4 single player campaign DLC, which is apparently starring Sam.
Yeah, I love Uncharted 4. I love Nathan Drake, but I've got no interest as playing as Sam. No, it's not Uncharted for me. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah.
What about Crash Bandicoot?
Crash Bandicoot could be there. I mean, it makes sense because it's quite a big fan favourite thing, isn't it? So I think
that's a PlayStation event. So what? Yeah,
I think that'll be there.
Yeah, I reckon that would be my guess. I got another prediction because I've not been in the know. I think we might see, or I'd like to see, and I'd predict to see a Shadow of the Colossus and an ICO PS4, maybe digital release for The Last of Us people. But The Last of Us has been in development for about 40 years.
Last Guardian, you're talking about?
Yeah, sorry, we've been talking about Last of Us, haven't we? Yeah, The Last Guardian has been in development for about 40 years. So the people that are now going to buy it probably weren't alive when ICO came out. So
yeah.
I've
still got what one have I got? ICO. I've got the old sort of PS2 case sitting on my shelf. It's the only PS2 game I've got. Actually, all my other PS2 games seem to have disappeared somewhere. I don't know where.
Oh, really? Yeah. I've got a few.
But ICO I've still got.
I got ICO, Shadow of the Colossus, all of the both the Metal Gears, all the Project Zeros, and Auto Modelista, which was a cel-shaded Gran Turismo. That's my PS2 collection.
I don't know if your mic's brushing off your beard or something, but it keeps making a funny noise.
I shaved the other night. I haven't got a beard.
Or whatever. It's just that sort of noise that's got.
I apologise.
And I know somebody will leave a comment going, "Oh, his mic was brushing off his beard during the whole podcast."
If someone wants to make that comment, then at least it means someone's listened.
Exactly. And anyway, I don't care. I mean, we're trying to be professional. We're not in the same room, unlike other podcasts who can afford to be in the same room. Unfortunately, we're in different parts of the country. It's just one of these things. It's a way we can bring you a podcast. So
I'm not even in my own house. That's how good technology is.
It is. I mean, so it's a shame we're not in the same room because obviously it would.
It'd be nice to hold hands, wouldn't it, whilst we do this? So.
Kind of. It's nicer when you're sort of like that, what our podcast can do, but we can't do that. We need to do it from our homes. So, oh well, it will still be good. It's been good so far. I mean, any podcast that starts the way yours did is just brilliant. I'm giving it 5 stars already. Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, so I was quite tempted to go on eBay and get Shadow of the Colossus just so I would have it when Last Guardian came, because obviously I've got ICO. It'd be just nice to have the collection just sitting there.
Yeah, you should. I love Shadow of the Colossus, the soundtrack, the visuals. Again, it's like No Man's Sky. The world that you're in it is empty. There's nothing really going on other than the Colossus. Obviously, it's a game that's 15 years old and wasn't released with the hype that No Man's Sky was. But the ambience of the world in it, in the Shadow of the Colossus, is just, you just escape there and wander around, and I love it. So you should get it, unless they announce it at PSX.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then happy days.
Could do. They could maybe do a remaster, because they've already remastered both for PS3, so
Yeah.
I doubt it would take much to remaster them for PS4, would it?
No, 4K HDR, yes please.
That might be a bit tough, but we'll see. Okay, so let's just, before we talk about maybe what we've been playing, let's just talk about a few predictions for PSX and see how many. Let's say we've got 5 each or something, because I think that's that way we don't keep getting on about it. Plus, we can see how right we were then. So yeah, I'm going to go for. I'm nicking one of yours, Crash Bandicoot. I think that'll be there. I think there's 3 panels, which that's something I might have mentioned. There's 3 panels which are sort of a mystery. So I think one of them will be Uncharted single player DLC, and probably talk about Uncharted survival mode at the same time. The second panel, I don't think they said God of War's going to be there. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to rack my brain on that one, but I don't think God of War's going to be there, so I'm going to leave that one. But I think Crash Bandicoot will definitely be there, so that could be one of the panels.
Yeah.
And the third one, there's got to be something announced there that's nobody knows about. I'm trying to think who's working on a game, that a Sony studio working on a game that's not been announced yet. Who's doing Spider-Man? Sucker Punch?
Yeah, the guys that did Infamous.
Or is it in?
Yeah.
Is it? Sucker
Yeah.
Punch?
Yeah. That's
what are
Sucker Punch.
Insomniac doing then? Aren't Insomniac doing something for Sony?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't know. Now, see, this is when I'm getting with that. I'm sure Insomniac's working on something. Let me just look it up.
Hold on, aren't Insomniac? They're not PlayStation exclusive anymore, though, are they?
No, but I'm still sure they're working on. Aren't they doing Spider-Man?
I thought that was Sucker Punch.
Well, Sucker Punch would make sense, but I think it might be Insomniac. Yeah, it's Insomniac. I knew something. I knew Sucker Punch still had a game to announce, and that's what. When we were talking about it there, it came to my brain. Insomniac's doing Spider-Man, so that's a good fit. But I did think maybe it would be Sucker Punch doing it. So Sucker Punch has got a game unannounced. They're working on something, and that's quite a big studio to be working on something that's unannounced.
Do you reckon it'd just be more Infamous, though?
But it's a difficult one, that, because obviously Sucker Punch, Infamous. What's my words now? Insomniac's doing Spider-Man, which could, in a way, be quite similar to Infamous.
Yeah, so it detracts from.
So I think Sucker Punch could possibly be doing something a bit new, and who knows what it is. So that's good. And obviously we've got Days Gone. So yeah, I'm going to go for Sucker Punch's game, Uncharted single player DLC, Crash Bandicoot. What else? Some VR game. I don't know what, but I think some VR.
We were going to talk about VR, weren't we? We're not.
Yeah, I think Sony will announce a VR game of some sort, because they've got to keep going with that, because obviously it's all sort of dried up at the moment because the games have been released. No one's really talking about it.
Yeah.
So I think there's got to be some VR game there. They'll probably talk about that Farpoint, is it called? That's a VR game, so they'll probably talk about that at some point. But I think Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted single player DLC, Sucker Punch's game, some VR announcement of some sort, and
some vague. That can't be a prediction.
VR
it can.
Game. I just said I think a new VR game will be announced. A sort of quite a big one. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So that's So prediction number 5 is a tough one. Permanent price drop for the original PlayStation 4, the slim one. I think that will go down again, even though it's just kind of come out. I think that will be permanently $199 in the UK now.
Going to say it crashed over yesterday on Black Friday.
It's already that sort of price with Black Friday, but I think it will stick around about that price. So yeah, I think I'll just stick with those predictions for now because I can't think of another one, to be honest.
Okay. Well, you see, you've stolen one of mine in Crash, so I'll give you 4. My other one was I still reckon we'll see or I hope to see the Shadow of Colossus and Ico thing on PS4. So that would be my number 2. Number 3, I'd like to think we might see something to do with Tomb Raider, but I don't know if they'd show that at PSX or they'd wait till E3. But that would be quite a big one, especially if Rise was obviously Xbox exclusive, and then there's been this murmurings of people seeing someone working on Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the right place to announce it, but could happen.
Maybe I think it might be a bit too early after the release of the other one. That's my only thing about that.
Well, Rise is like a year and a half. Well, a year old at least now, though, isn't it? So
possibly, but it's not generally a really big game announcements. PSX. It's generally sort of smaller games and games that they've maybe already announced. So that's why I think there won't be too much. And what with the Game Awards as well.
But then if Sucker Punch are going to announce a game, why not? Why not Square? I suppose.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll
anyway,
see,
so that would be my 3rd one. 4th prediction, I'd like to see some more special edition PS4 Pros come out.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, I'd like that.
I don't know if they will because I don't know what games that are coming out that would deserve one. But I think all the people that are buying Slims have got all these really nice options. Us PS4 Pro, well, I own one now anyway, so I wouldn't want to buy.
Yeah, and I've got one in order. So if they go and release a white one, I know I'll be a bit annoyed. I like white ones, although I should really get a black one because it goes with everything else.
But I'd like that. And then, like my number 5, this would be a dream. It's not a prediction. I'd love to see some PS Vita love. I'd love to see a new PS Vita game announced. Just something to do with
PS Vita. It's not going to happen, but it's probably. In fact, PSX is probably a good place where they'll at least give Vita a mention, but I don't think it'll be insignificant, really.
Yeah, maybe just how many it's sold.
They've got too many sort of strings on the bow now, haven't they? What with VR and PS4 and PS4 Pro and Vita. I think Vita's kind of the poor cousin of a lot of them now.
Yeah,
so the one looking in the window going, please give me some games, please.
I play mine every day, pretty much. Not a day goes by where I don't play it. It's such a sad state that it's only I've binned it, but you never know.
Yeah, mine's is a bit dusty, honestly. I could draw a wee sad face on it. I don't know.
I've just bought another new one. I've got an OLED one, and I've just imported a blue one from Japan.
Yeah, I've got the OLED one. I didn't want to have the new one because I like the old one the best. The screen.
Do you know what? I've always thought that, but my battery lasts about 2 hours, so I gave in, and I'm converted. The new one is the screen. You can't tell the difference, but the feel in your hands is much nicer.
Oh yeah, I've tried one. Yeah, definitely. I'd say it's nice at hold, but I really should give my Vita more attention. But I've just maybe now that I've got a bit more time, I will. I do think it's a cracking little thing. I'd love to see them do another handheld. I don't think it will ever happen, but I would love to see them do one. I think it'd be great.
Smartphone gaming is too prevalent. People aren't. They don't want to pay money.
Thing. I don't even like smartphone gaming. I don't play games on a smartphone. I think it's boring. I don't like touchscreen games. I think they're all generally a bit rubbish.
I agree. I don't use my phone for anything but Twitter.
I mean, I like real games. I like games you can get your teeth into and lose yourself in. I mean, smartphone games to me are just kind of throw away. I don't. It's not really my sort of thing, so I'm not bothered about them at all.
Yeah.
No. Okay, let's just talk about a few. I've got a few more things we can talk about. Obviously, this is the new Square XO podcast, so this is the first episode, so we really need things to talk about. So we may as well do this housekeeping now. So if you have got things for us to talk about, then give us a little comment and follow us at Square_XO on Twitter. And also you can leave comments at youtube.com/JoeAndersonWater, which is my YouTube. And we'll have our website soon, squarexo.co.uk, but it's not live yet, the website, unfortunately. Leave comments on these places, and if you've got a topic you want us to talk about, then please let us know. yeah, any questions, please let us know. And we will actually have some competitions soon, so listen out for those.
Yeah, we'll be hopefully giving away some shiny new games, maybe, and other bits and pieces. So
yeah, so we've already maybe even got someone lined up to talk about who can give us stuff.
Yes, that's it. Networking. Yeah.
And if we're popular, who knows? You can get that lovely logo on a T-shirt one day. How good would that be?
Yeah, or a mug.
That logo was designed by Dan, by the way. He's very talented in that area.
Thanks, Joe.
And
well,
I thought of the name, so I'm giving myself some credit too.
The whole reason the website's not up is my fault, though. So I might have done a nice logo, but I can't do a website.
Yeah, it'll be up soon. We'll
it will.
It'll not take that long. It might not look brilliant to begin with, but hey, it will evolve over time and look great.
We're muddling through, I think, as they say.
Okay, let's just talk about what we've been playing recently. I've been playing Darksiders, or Mastered Edition, and I also had got a Pokemon Sun and Moon, but you know what Pokemon is, so there's no point talking about that because Pokemon's Pokemon, innit? I've also been
talking of Pokemon, we saw Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Just a real quick mention of that, because it was basically a live-action Pokemon film.
Nice. I've not seen that movie yet, but I hear it's good, so I'm going to go see that, but I'll probably see Star Wars first, because
Star Wars.
That's what I'm looking forward to the most. So,
anyway, sorry, off topic there.
Right, so yeah, I've been playing Watch Dogs 2, which I really enjoy. Although I've got a problem with Ubisoft. I can have a wee rant about Ubisoft. Yes!
You're gone then, you can have 2 minutes.
I'm looking forward to ranting about Ubisoft because I think they're hopeless. I know it's quite nice to be able to say that at last. It's like...
Do you know what the last Ubisoft game was I bought?
What?
Child of Light.
Oh, that's quite a while ago. I've been wanting to say Ubisoft are hopeless for ages, but I couldn't because of my last job. So Ubisoft, you're hopeless. Buy a game, it's broken. Oh no. Oh, sorry, that bit's missing. It'll be live soon. Or oh no, something else has went wrong with the Rainbow Six or Assassin's Creed's all glitchy every time I go to review it and play it, and multiplayer's not working, and Watch Dogs 2. Oh, jeez, I wonder what their QA testers do all day, to be honest.
Not to play devil's advocate, but that is the industry almost as a whole now as well, though, isn't it? I mean, you look at Drive Clubs, you look at...
Yeah, but I think Ubisoft's definitely the worst offenders, because every game has got a problem, and I think, I don't know, I don't really blame the people who work for them, because obviously they put their heart and soul into these things. I know, but they put their heart and soul into these things and they try their best. But I don't know whether it's a lack of funds to test the games or if it's just the publisher wanting to rush it out in time for Christmas so that they can get the maximum profit. I think it's probably a mix of those, but I would never blame a developer, because obviously the people who work on the game are always try their best and put everything into it, and they can only do what they can do in the time they've got to do it.
Yeah.
So I think if it's anyone's fault, it's probably the sort of people upstairs who don't understand how making a game works and think, oh well, just chuck it out, we'll patch it. But and I think that is a dangerous thing to do, because I think the most recent Watch Dogs 2 sales is probably down to the fact that people are cotton on to the fact that they'll just release a game that's broken and then patch it up later. Honestly do. I think that's the main reason the sales are terrible, because people are just had enough.
But is it though that people just aren't buying a game like Watch Dogs 2 at this time of year when FIFA and COD and Battlefield have just come out?
It could be that too. Obviously, I mean, even COD sales are down. Battlefield, none of the big game sales are really what they used to be. But I think that's a lot to do with the fact that digital's becoming more popular as well.
Yeah.
So
I've not bought any of those big games.
There's that factor. There's the factor that people know it's Black Friday soon, and look at Titanfall 2, 19 quid at the weekend, and it only came out a few weeks ago.
Yeah, crazy.
So, I mean, obviously, I think a lot of people are going, oh, why should I buy a game now? Why should I buy this £40 game and when in a few weeks I'll be able to get it for 5, 10, even £20 cheaper? I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, don't pre-order games. No one should pre-order games. That's my opinion, because if you pre-order games, you can save money. If you don't, bother. What would you rather have? A bit of exclusive DLC which gives you a new skin on your gun, or wait 2 weeks and save 10 quid? Know what
Yeah,
I
it
mean?
depends. It does depend on the release. Some games I want on release day.
Yeah, I mean, I do it too. Obviously, I mean, Uncharted 4, and I buy loads of games on release day. I'm just looking at my shelf, and I mean, every
Yeah.
game I've near bought. But I do think to myself as well that I shouldn't pre-order games, but I do. I need
Have
to
you
take my own advice.
pre-ordered The Last Guardian?
No, I haven't. But I will be getting it on day one.
Because I think that would be another one that drops in
Oh
price
yeah, I
quite
think
quickly.
it will as well, but I'll definitely get it day one because I've been looking forward to it. But I just think if publishers want people to pre-order games, I think pre-orders is going to start dropping off because you can wait for reviews and then you can just buy a game straight away digitally. You don't even need to go out the house if you see the reviews and they're good, or you see other people playing and you think, oh yeah, I like the look of that. Then you can just buy it on PSN or whatever. So I think pre-orders are in trouble, and I think to counter that, developers need to do something to give away something a bit more exclusive for pre-order incentives rather than just rubbish DLC skins or whatever. What I said to someone, maybe everybody who pre-orders for day one could get like an exclusive artwork on their box, or get a steelbook or something. If it's at retail, something that people might sort of treasure, think, no, well, I wouldn't have got that if I'd bought it later. Do you know what I mean? Something a bit.
Yeah, that only caters for half the market, but then I suppose that caters for the half of the market that do pre-order.
Yeah. I mean, because obviously if you pre-order online, you can get an exclusive theme, which is great, because I love an exclusive theme. I think that, like, if you pre-order on PSN or whatever, you get this exclusive theme, which is quite cool, I think, the dynamic themes. I mean, that's an incentive in its own, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe you could give the people who pre-order the box copy an exclusive dynamic theme.
Why not? Yeah, you could. Well, then that's going back to like a day one edition, isn't it? Where and then some people are going to look at it though and be like, well, why do I want a theme? I'm going to play the game. I want a costume for my character in the game. I don't want a theme. So,
I
of
don't
course,
know.
Of course,
it's hard, but I mean, it just depends what you like, I guess, when it comes to. I think it's all a load of nonsense at the end of the day, where it's themes or people like them. I like them, but I mean, where it's themes or where it's DLC, I think it's really all just rubbish.
At the end of the day, yeah, you're buying a game.
You're buying the game, and if you can wait 2 weeks and save 20 quid, then you've got 20 quid towards the next one.
Yeah.
Which at this time of year could come in quite handy. But I'm just trying to say, but I'm not making a very good argument of it. I'm just trying to say that if they are wanting people to pre-order games, then they should give something a bit more substantial to try and convince people to put their money out for it, really.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I do agree.
So there we go. But anyway,
there we go. That was a bit of a roundabout rant. We kind of started at one place and ended at another.
Ranted, but you've something. I was actually talking about the games I've been playing. It's because I mentioned Watch Dogs 2. I went off on one. Yeah, so anyway, my favourite game I've been playing is the game I absolutely love, Darksiders. I had it in PS3. I reviewed it in PS3. I loved it. And it's got the best ending in any game ever.
Oh, don't ruin it because I've not played it.
No, I wouldn't need to talk about the ending.
Even better than Castlevania, the one on PS3. Oh, what was that one called? Lords of the Shadow. The ending on that was amazing.
Oh, no, I just think the ending in Darksiders is just epic.
Did you ever get to the ending in Castlevania?
No. But the ending in Darksiders is so good. It's just perfect. It's just brilliant.
I'm going to get there. What is achieving the Platinum Trophy like? Because that sometimes affects whether I play a game or not.
Well, there's a lot of collectibles, but it's quite a tough game as well.
No, it won't be tough.
No, it's quite tough.
You reckon?
Yeah, but I'm not the greatest.
You're not very good.
Especially with shooters, but that side, I'm getting there.
Cool. Anything else you've been playing?
Just Watch Dogs 2 and Darksiders, really. I mean, Mafia 3, I was before that, I think. Dishonored 2 played, but I've not played that for a wee while now because I've moved on to other games so I could review them. So and I've not really went back to it either, to be honest. I don't even know if it's in the house. Somebody might have pinched it. Who knows? I've not seen it lying around, so I don't know what it is. So really Watch Dogs 2, which I bought myself, and what do you call it?
Darksiders.
Darksiders, which I also bought myself, but then the publisher gave me a code to give away on Twitter. So I
Nice.
did that as well, so that was nice.
Has that gone, or do you want to tell people
No,
what to do?
I've already done that. It's
What
given
a shame.
away, so maybe next time we can have something else to give away. But I've got Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, but I've not actually played that yet. I've had to go at Modern Warfare Remastered, which looked quite good, but I've
I'm
never
not interested
really
in
got round to it.
shooters.
Nah, I'm not really either. That's why I've probably not played it yet. So
Yeah.
shooters I kind of can give and take. It depends. It depends what mood I'm in, really. It depends if friends are playing. I mean, because it's fun to play with them friends, really, innit? So yeah. Anyway, what have you been playing?
So I've been playing. I'll go through the list. So I'm on my psnprofiles.com list of games I've been playing just quickly. So I'll do the top 4 games I've been playing. So Aragami, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's an indie ninja stealth-like game, a bit like Tenchu from the good old days. It's brilliant, really, really good game. It saw it for 13 quid in Black Friday. So if anyone's got 13 quid in their wallet, not sure what to spend it on.
Spend it on Darksiders.
No. Well, yeah, that's true. That's another good option, and what I probably will do. But no, Aragami is brilliant, really good.
What else?
Been playing Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah, that's right.
Bit old school, but I can play that with my wife, so we play that together in an evening.
Yeah, that's a right game actually.
Doesn't matter if she keeps dying. Doesn't matter because it's a Lego game. So
exactly. So you can just keep going. So it's not.
And it's bad. Star Wars, and it's good, and it looks good. And then went back to Tomb Raider, the definitive edition, before the Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till I get my Pro, and then I'm going to play that again. I completed it on Xbox One when it came out last year, but I want to play it again, so I'm going to do it on the Pro when that arrives, since I had to get a new Pro.
Yeah, so this isn't... I'm playing Rise now on the Pro, sorry, but before that, I've been playing the original Tomb Raider reboot. I went back to get the Platinum Trophy. So I went back to do the 10 hours of grinding on multiplayer, so that when I started Rise of the Tomb Raider, I'd already had the Tomb Raider Platinum.
Fair enough.
That's fair. Yeah. And then I've been playing a Senran Kagura game on my PS Vita.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, which is basically...
I know what that is, because I've not played Vita for ages.
It's basically a very, very anime Japanese-led Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is Japanese anyway. It's basically Dynasty Warriors with...
I know Dynasty Warriors. I've played that quite a bit in the past. Not out of choice, out of reviews.
I don't mind a Dynasty game now and then. It's all right. Again, very long-winded if you want to get all the trophies, but it's a good fun hack and slash run around, kill millions of people. So
I was going to talk about some games out next year, maybe what we're looking forward to next year, but I think I might just leave that for another day. Because we've talked about quite a bit anyway. Just move on to VR briefly, because you've not... Well, I've had
one and it's gone again.
I had the VR sort of a loan of one, shall we call it, but that's gone, so I'll probably need to get another one, because I've got about 15, 16, 17, 20 games for VR and no VR unit now, so that's good. They're all digital games, but obviously I can't use them, so that's a bit annoying, but I've not really touched it anyway, to be honest, since I've finished the reviews. My favourite game on VR was probably Job Simulator.
Everyone's saying that was good.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good fun, and it's just a sort of perfect experience for VR. Whereas the ones that they've tried to do, like Robson Journey and what was the other one? I played the Gorilla one. What's that called again? Rigs. These FPS ones where you have to move forward, they make me sick, and I don't think they're very well. I mean, there'll be people out there who get on okay with them, but to me, they're not very well thought out in the way that they work. So I was quite disappointed with ones like that, especially since they were bigger budget ones. But yeah, games got Job Simulator where you just kind of stand still most of the time. They're great and they've got a bit
The
of
name
comedy
just
to
puts
them.
me off. I
Oh, it's
work
so
every
funny.
day of the week. I'll play games to escape, not to go back
No,
to
but
work.
it's funny because like, you're in the office and you can pick up a cup and throw it at somebody's head and they'll go, "Oh, that hurt," and just like photocopy your hand and
Yeah,
take the boss's glasses off and put them in the shredder. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just really funny. And then you're not just in an office; you can be in the sort of quickie mart sort of style shop, and you can pick up the ketchup and pour it over people's heads when they're at the till to order something, or
yeah,
you're in a mechanic as well, so you can pour all sorts of things and pull all sorts of things out of cars.
yeah.
So yeah,
Sounds
no,
interesting.
no, it's really funny. You kind of need to be there to see what
Yeah,
it's like, and
because
it is quite an immersive experience as well. The VR, there's a lot of good games for it as well. Really good games. I mean, I do think, although part of me thinks it's going to disappear in a year, another part of me thinks it's going to stick around. But it just depends on two things. It depends on if they can get rid of this motion sickness problem because it affects a lot of people and it's not good. And if it gets supported by games, which is probably the most important thing, because obviously with these new consoles out, the PS4 Pro and aiming for higher fidelity on the screen and the Scorpio coming out next year, a lot of developers will be focusing their efforts there. So if it's just left a bit like the Vita, where it's just kind of left to the indies to release games for it, then it's going to become quite niche.
do you think though? So there's a couple of points that I didn't want to interrupt you in mid-flow. So the first point is the travel sickness something that can be fixed, or is that just down to personal? You know, if you get travel sick when you're driving in the passenger seat of the car, or if you
Yeah.
get travel sick when you're playing Vita, is it curable, or is it just that's down to the person?
I think there must be a way around it because I mean, in some games I'm fine and they are moving. So in some
Yeah,
games I'm not. So it just depends. I think it will come down to you just need to get those people who suffer from that sort of sickness in a room and just
and kill
test
them.
different and you get that. Just test different ways of
Yeah,
how things could work. Because I think there's probably a way around it. So I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how big a problem it is, but I think it's a problem that needs to be looked into.
And
And
then, yeah, my other point was so they need you say that it needs to be supported with games, which it does, and you know people need a reason to buy it, but then the developers need a reason to make a game for it as well. So
yeah,
it's a bit like a catch-22
yeah.
situation. If
Well,
you're a
the
developer,
reason to make games for it is if it sells. I mean, that's as simple as that, really. And so far, it's apparently on track to outsell both Vive and Oculus combined. So
how many have they sold though? That's just is
they've
there a
probably
figure to
sold
that?
under 1 million. So I reckon
Yes,
PSVR is probably going to hit about 1 million. So it's not a bad amount to begin with, but it could grow. But it needs that killer. It's like
yeah,
anything. It's like any device. It needs that killer app. The Switch, this Nintendo Switch, could just fail right out of the box if it doesn't have some games that aren't just remasters of the
yeah,
Wii U, which it sounds a lot of them are, like Mario Kart and
yeah. That's Nintendo every
Mario
generation.
and Skyrim. I mean, it just sounds like it's so far
Yeah,
it's a bit of a disappointment, and I'm not putting it down because I kind of want one. I think it was pretty cool, but
yeah.
I
I want one
feel a
too.
bit underwhelmed in terms of what they've talked about so far, and I'm
Completely.
a bit
I tweeted
worried.
that and got shot down a little bit, but it's
Yeah,
true.
I'm a
It's
bit
true.
worried it's just going to be one of these. It's a bit like this generation. I'm a little bit disappointed at the moment because a lot of the games is remasters, and it's like, come on, you know what I
Depends where you
mean?
look.
Yeah,
All
but there
most
are
of the
a
big,
lot of remasters.
yeah,
There's one issue I've got. I wrote an article about it, and I don't know if I never published it, but I was just moaning about the fact that there's no original games this
but
time of year.
it's the same with a lot of industries. There's no original films. There's no original art. Everything is just taking what's already been done and doing it better. And this
Yeah.
generation, there have been some really good original games,
Oh
but
yeah, there have, but they
people
don't get.
don't look past the big releases that are just that are just numbered games.
Yeah, but these games even don't get released this time of year. I mean, look at Horizon. That could have been an absolute smash hit for Sony, and it gets delayed in next year. It's like they would rather put it out the way where people are more willing to take a chance in it rather than bung it in the middle of all these games for it to get drowned. And I guess that's sensible.
It is. It's the right thing to do.
Because you want it to be a hit, and hopefully, I mean, Horizon looks fantastic, so hopefully it is a hit, because it does look really good. But then people go, oh, Sony's no games, but that's far from the truth. There's plenty of games on PlayStation 4, absolute tons.
Yeah, and if you play them properly, try and get all the trophies, the games will last you ages. You don't need to buy a game a week.
No,
unless
exactly.
you don't have a job and you just sit there all day playing.
There's plenty of, I mean, people kind of put indie titles down as well, but there's some actually really good sort of smaller titles as well out there, I think, that are well worth playing.
Oh yeah, Aragami, 13 quid on Black Friday.
No, I mean, it's even, I know I say about remasters and how they're a pain, but I mean, Darksiders is kind of exception to rule for me, because it's £15, which seems a good price for a remaster, rather than paying. Some of them are ridiculous. Some of them are full price games, even though you might have played them before, like Tomb Raider, for instance. Even though that's got a lot of extra content, so maybe that's a little exceptional. But I still think it should be a bit cheaper than full price. But I mean, Darksiders is a good exception. 15 quid. If you've never played it before, then it's absolutely amazing, and it's one of the best remasters there is. So, in some respects, the remasters is good for people who've never played before, but in others, you kind of wonder if that money could have went somewhere else and towards another game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet it's a lot cheaper though to do a remaster.
Yeah, exactly. And if people are buying them, the publishers are going to release them, because at the end of the day, they're there to make money, and that's what they want to do. Anyway, okay, I think we should wrap it up. It's been 50 minutes, which is, well, it says 50 minutes, but I might have started recording before, so I might need to do some editing. I might need to do some editing, so it might not be 50 minutes long, but yeah, make sure, this is going to be on iTunes, so make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Make sure to check us out on YouTube if you'd prefer to listen there. It's youtube.com/JohansonWater. Our website, squarexo.co.uk, will be live. Maybe we can't commit to when it'll be live, unfortunately, but it'll be live at some point, so just keep an eye out. Obviously, in the meantime, we've got our Twitter, which is at @square_exo. I'm getting it right all these times.
We shouldn't have started it with an S.
But still, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm remembering all this stuff. So yeah, please, if you've got any comments or topics you want us to talk about, then make sure you get in there and let us know, because it'd be great to hear from you, and especially with next week's show being the PSX special, that'll be good. And yeah, I think that's about it. Have I covered everything?
I think we have covered absolutely everything.
Good. Yeah. We will have competitions and stuff in the future, but yeah, that's it, I think.
Definitely awesome. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, and if you can think of anything we can close with, a little funny feature, or if you want to promote something and you want to pay us to do it, hey, that's fine. But otherwise, if it's free, whatever you want us to close with, just let us know. It doesn't need to be PlayStation related, whatever. But if there's something feature we could close with every week, maybe different people contributing or whatever, then maybe that'd be quite good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, I mean, you can even sing a song if you want, whatever.
I can't sing. I can tell you the name of the last trophy I got, and we could end on that, and people can guess what game it's from.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, okay, so the last one was Challenging was the name of the last trophy I got.
Challenging, right. So there we go. Challenging. If you know what that trophy is, let us know. Okay?
Awesome.
What game it's from, obviously.
Yeah,
not how
no
challenging
prizes.
It was. Okay, so this has been Square XO. I've been Joe.
I've been Dan.
And so, yeah, that's it. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Bye.